What are some pointers for somebody who's never had a tree before? What's the fastest way to ruin one?
Just check it every day.
Or what? Does it catch on fire?
Well,
Wait, they catch on fire?
oh, it will if you let it dry out.
This thing will catch on fire? I feel kind of weird being here.
Why? It's nice. Look at all of these plants.
We're Muslims.
I know. That's why we're, revolutionaries.
Revolutionaries. We should just get like the smallest tree we can find, so that way if my parents come home,
We can hide it in the closet. I've always wanted to have like a tree inside. It has nothing to do with like Christianity.
It kind of does.
In my
It says
opinion.
Christmas,
But it's a tree. Trees belong to everybody.
So for us, let's just decide that it's only about life and joy.
Yeah, and green is the color of Islam.
Ooh, loophole.
My name is Aymann Ismail. To grow up Muslim means to grow up being feared. So I'm traveling the country to find out for myself if there's really any reason to be afraid of American Muslims. So this is one of 5 Christmas commercials for Tesco, a British retailer. In it are different families celebrating the holiday. Typical for this time of year, right? Not for some people.
In case you didn't know, Muslims don't celebrate Christmas. Ta-da!
Right-wing hosts and Twitter users were furious that Muslims would be included in a Christmas ad. The anger was instant and overwhelming. But it's not all wrong. For example, I've never once celebrated Christmas. I've never gotten a tree, never hung lights. I was raised by conservative parents to believe that even saying Merry Christmas meant acknowledging Jesus was born in December, which would jeopardize my relationship with God. So what exactly am I doing hauling this Christmas tree with my wife Mira into our home? I'm not exactly sure.
A part of me is ashamed.
A part of me
Now
feels
we're
like I
like,
gave in.
That Muslim family.
As conflicted as I am, I have to admit one thing. This is really fun. And if we're going to do it, we're going to do it as Muslim as possible.
How we practiced Islam was all the things that we didn't do. I've just gotten so allergic to everything that has to do with Christmas.
I get it. I mean, when you grow up like a really stigmatized minority, it's easy to define yourself as like what you aren't, right? But I don't feel like we need to do that anymore.
This is the first year in my new house with Mira. When we decided to get the tree, I instantly felt guilty. Not because of right-wing hucksters, but because I knew it would break my mom's heart if she saw us participating in a non-Muslim tradition. As Mira and I decorated the house, with crescent moons instead of stars, we started to get a little anxious. We had invited some Muslim friends over to join us. I just wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm shocked that nobody's like yelled at us for getting a tree so far.
Why would we yell at you?
I was surprised.
I was surprised
Yeah,
too.
I was not gonna lie, I was definitely surprised.
It's not really common.
What is the desire? What was the impulse for?
The idea of bringing like a living thing into the house has just always been so uplifting.
Like, Christmas has become a cultural thing. Like, I ask so many Christian people and they're like, oh, I'm not religious at all. Like, I don't even go to church. So it shouldn't be like that big of a deal if hijab-wearing people are decorating a Christmas tree.
I feel like it's like Thanksgiving at this point. It's just a reason to celebrate and be with people that you like.
But that's not how my parents talked about it, at least. It wasn't a symbol of like festivity and community and like warmth. It was more like, they're getting our kids,
Yeah, right. So would you guys ever get trees if you had an opportunity to?
Yes.
That is
No question.
conviction.
But I think it comes to like knowing who you are, right? Like if you know who you are and
Then none of that is a threat.
and you're strong in your faith and your deen, as they say, like this shouldn't be a distraction.
I'm actually I would never get a Christmas tree.
Really?
Just because it really bothers me that people, I guess, don't want us to celebrate Christmas. So I'm kind of like, if you don't want me to celebrate it, then like, screw you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want the way that people talk about Muslims has kind of made me kind of retreat into it and double down. And I'm kind of like, I kind of wear it on my sleeve. Like, I don't celebrate Christmas. What of it? Yeah, like,
It's like the rebel in me like wants to do that, but also wants to rebel against the Muslims who are like, you can't celebrate Christmas. I'm like, oh yeah, well watch me, Like,
It's like you want to spike both sides.
What do you do?
Get a cactus? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not celebrating it in the same way that Christian. You're not going to church and like going to like a nativity scene right.
It's not the Muslims celebrating it that made it devoid from Christianity. It's like Hallmark and all these companies and Target and everyone that commercialized it like crazy.
So what do you think? Do you think there's a future relationship between Christmas and Islam?
Does there need to be though? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
I think it depends on the time that we live in. Because my grandmother was such an interesting case of a person who, when she first immigrated, had a Christmas tree, and then after a few years stopped. And she said, I did it on purpose because I felt like it was a larger climate that she was living in, that she felt like, I want to take a stand and say, I'm not Christian, you know? And I think it depends on what our kids' lives will look like, if they participate in this way, or they don't participate at all, or they take it further.
Talking and eating with friends made this clearer for me. We're at this generational divide around Christmas and whether or not Muslims should celebrate it. The right warns of a war on Christian holidays, wanting Christmas to stay Christian. And at the same time, my parents would be heartbroken at the sight of their Muslim kids celebrating a non-Muslim holiday. It's kind of funny how they end up on the same side in that conflict. Like my other Muslim friends, I'm tired of defining myself by what makes us different. Maybe we'll get a tree next year too.